Today we are going to see the posterior view of the skull, that is norma occipitalis. So norma occipitalis, it is formed by the bones, the posterior part of the parietal bone, the squamous part of the occipital bone and mastoid part of the temporal bone on each side. So the bones present are posterior part of the parietal bone, squamous part of the occipital bone and the mastoid part of the temporal bone. What are the joints present in it? The joint present between the posterior part of the parietal bone and squamous part of the occipital bone is the lambdoidal joint. We can see in this view, we can see the posterior part of the sagittal suture also, and the suture present between the occipital bone and the mastoid bone is the occipito-mastoid suture. Intersecting point on the sagittal suture and the lambdoidal suture is called as the lambda, and in the fetal skull this is the site for the presence of posterior fontanelle. We can see the posterior part of the sagittal suture also. Then here on the lambdoidal suture, it is a type of denticulate type of a suture. You can see here various bones. These are called as the sutural bones or the Verbian bones present along the lambdoidal suture, and these are the extra bones present. Then certain points about this lambdoidal suture, about this norma occipitalis. In the point 2.5 to 4 centimeter in front of the lambda, we can see presence of the two parietal foramina on either side of the sagittal suture. This is the sagittal suture, on either side of which is the presence of parietal foramina, which transmits the emissary vein connecting extracranial, that is scalp vein, with the superior sagittal sinus. The point on the sagittal suture in between two parietal foramina is called as oberion. Here in the norma occipitalis, in the squamous part, this is divided into two parts. The median projection present in the midline is called as external occipital protuberance, and a prominent point present on the external occipital protuberance is called as the inion. A midline point present above to the inion is called as the occipital point. Then there are two curved bony markings which are starting from the external occipital protuberance. These are called as superior nuchal line. So superior nuchal line, it is the curved bony marking extend laterally. They are called as the superior. So external occipital protuberance and superior nuchal line, it marks the junction of the head and the neck. Just 1 centimeter above to the superior nuchal line is the presence of the highest nuchal line. It is not always present. If it is absent, the attachments present on the highest nuchal line will be given by the superior nuchal line. Then a ridge is extending from this external occipital protuberance downward up to this foramen magnum. It is called as the external occipital crest. So a area below to the superior nuchal line, it comes under norma basalis. So in the norma occipitalis, we can see only the stratum occipitale, not the stratum nuchale. So we can see the attachments which are present on it. The upper part of the external occipital protuberance and medial 1/3 part of the superior nuchal line gives origin to the trapezius muscle. The lateral 2/3 part of the superior nuchal line gives attachment to or insertion to sternocleidomastoid and the splenius capitis muscle. The lower part of the external occipital protuberance gives attachment to the ligamentum nuchae. Ligamentum nuchae, it is the thin triangular sheet of fibrous sheet which is extending from this external occipital protuberance along with the spinous process of the cervical vertebrae, and it is nothing but the upward continuation of the supraspinous ligament. Then highest nuchal line, the medial 2/3 part will gives attachment to the epicranial aponeurosis, and the lateral 1/3 part of it gives attachment to the occipital belly of occipitofrontalis muscle. Then a point present between parieto-mastoid suture, occipito-mastoid suture and the lambdoidal suture. The intersecting point, it is called as asterion. This is called as asterion, and it is the site for the presence of posterolateral fontanelle in fetal skull. So in the fetal skull, we are having 6 fontanelle, 2 posterolateral, 2 anterolateral, 1 anterior and 1 posterior. So these are the 6 fontanelles present in the fetal skull, and these are the meeting points where the fontanelles or the membranous gaps are seen. So this is about the norma occipitalis. Here you are going to see one foramen again. This is called as the mastoid foramen, which transmits the emissary veins and occipito-mastoid artery. So this is all about the norma occipitalis. Thank you.